Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest force on this earth is the power of belief. The mind is the architect of destiny, and the blueprint you follow will determine the empire you build. If you wish to rise to the highest levels of success, you must think, act, and walk as though you are already there. Every great leader, every titan of industry, every mind that has shaped the course of history knew one thing above all. They were destined for greatness. They did not ask for permission. They did not wait for the world to recognize them. They stepped forward with the confidence of kings, the certainty of conquerors, and the determination of those who refuse to accept anything less than victory. The world bends to the will of those who command it. If you act as though you are the best, if you carry yourself with the certainty that no one is above you, the universe will take notice. It is not arrogance, it is the supreme confidence of one who understands that limitations exist only in the mind. The moment you allow doubt to creep in, the moment you hesitate, you surrender your power to those who never doubted themselves to begin with. Success is not reserved for the chosen few. It is taken by those who decide they are worthy of it. The difference between those who lead and those who follow is not talent, not luck, not circumstance. It is an unshakable belief that they are meant to stand at the top. Carry yourself with the confidence of a champion before the world acknowledges you as one. Speak with authority before the world listens. Move with the certainty of one who knows they cannot fail. Because the truth is, the moment you believe, truly believe, that no one is better than you, the world will have no choice but to believe it too. Success begins in the mind. For every great achievement, every monumental triumph, and every work of genius was first a thought before it became reality. The man who succeeds is not the man who hopes, who wishes, or who dreams idly while waiting for opportunity to knock at his door. No, he is the man who believes with every fiber of his being that success is already his, that destiny has marked him for greatness, and that nothing, no obstacle, no critic, no temporary setback can stand between him and his goal. The mind is the workshop of fortune, and within it you hold the power to construct whatever future you desire. But here is the truth that few understand. You must first act as if you already possess the success you seek. You must walk with the stride of a conqueror before you have conquered. Speak with the confidence of a master before the world calls you one, and move with the certainty of a man who knows that failure is but a stepping stone toward inevitable victory. There is no force greater than belief. It is the seed from which all success grows, the foundation upon which empires are built, and the invisible force that separates those who lead from those who follow. Look through history, and you will find that every man who has risen to the heights of power, wealth, and influence first carried within him an unshakable belief that he belonged there. He did not wait for external validation, for recognition, or for the world's approval. He claimed his success before anyone else saw it. A man who believes he is the best acts differently from one who doubts himself. He does not hesitate, for hesitation is the language of failure. He does not apologize for his ambition, for the world rewards those who take what is theirs with boldness. He does not shrink in the presence of others, for he understands that no man is superior to him unless he allows it to be so. His every action, his every word, and his every thought align with the truth that he has already succeeded, and the world simply has not caught up yet. Doubt is the enemy of progress. The man who hesitates, who questions whether he is worthy, who wonders if he is capable, has already surrendered half the battle before it even begins. He walks into a room uncertain of his own power, and the world reflects that uncertainty back at him. But the man who steps forward with the confidence of one who knows he cannot be ignored commands attention. He does not need to prove himself. His very presence is proof enough. The world is not designed to reward those who wait to be chosen. It is built to recognize those who have already chosen themselves. A man who acts as if he is the best will soon find that the world begins to treat him as such. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will present themselves. Doors that were once closed will open. Men who once doubted him will begin to seek his advice, his leadership, and his approval. It is not magic. It is the natural law of belief in action. Think of the greatest leaders, the pioneers, the visionaries. Did they wait for the world to anoint them? Did they hesitate and ask for permission? No. They moved forward as though success was already theirs, and in doing so, they bent reality to match their vision. The man who waits for certainty will never begin, but the man who believes in himself creates certainty through his actions. Acting as if you are the best is not arrogance. It is the expression of faith in your own potential. It is the unspoken declaration that you refuse to be anything less than extraordinary. The world is filled with men who possess talent, intelligence, and skill, but who lack the one essential ingredient that transforms potential into greatness: the unwavering belief that they deserve success. The truth is that the universe does not reward talent alone. It does not reward intelligence alone. It does not even reward hard work alone. It rewards certainty. The man who is absolutely convinced of his own success will move through life with a force that attracts the very circumstances needed to make his vision a reality. He will take risks others fear, seize opportunities others overlook, and persist where others quit. There are two types of people in this world: those who believe they are meant for greatness, and those who believe they are at the mercy of circumstances. The former shape their own destinies. The latter are shaped by the world around them. The difference is not in their abilities, their background, or their luck. It is in their belief. Belief is a force that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It takes a man from obscurity to prominence, from struggle to triumph, from failure to success. But it must be total, unwavering, and unbreakable. A flicker of doubt is enough to weaken it. A moment of hesitation is enough to delay its effects. You must live it, breathe it, and act upon it every single day. If you desire success, you must first believe, truly believe, that it is already yours, not in some distant future, not under the right circumstances, but now, in this very moment. You must carry yourself with the authority of a man who has already won, who already possesses the confidence, the power, and the influence he seeks. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. If you act as if you are the best, your mind will accept it as truth, and soon the world will follow suit. Every great achievement was once an idea in the mind of a man who refused to doubt himself. The world has been shaped by those who declared their greatness before the world recognized them. If you wish to join their ranks, if you wish to stand among the elite, you must first step into the role mentally, emotionally, and physically. You must embrace the identity of success before success embraces you. The man who carries himself as if he is already victorious is halfway to victory. The moment you adopt this mindset, you will notice a shift. Your actions will change. Your decisions will be bolder. Your energy will attract the very people, resources, and opportunities you need. And those who once overlooked you will begin to take notice. This is the power of belief. It is the cornerstone of every success story in history. It is the one factor that separates those who achieve from those who merely wish. The man who acts as if he is the best will soon become the best. Not because the world decides it for him, but because he has already decided it for himself. Confidence is the invisible force that bends the world to the will of those who possess it. It is not given, nor is it bestowed upon those who wait for permission to rise. It is taken, seized, and cultivated by those who understand that the mind is the master of all things. A man who moves with certainty commands power, while a man who hesitates surrenders his strength before the battle even begins. Look around you and you will see that the most successful men are not always the most intelligent, nor are they the most experienced. They are, however, the most convinced of their own ability to lead, to conquer, and to achieve what others dare not even attempt. They walk into every room with the air of a man who belongs there. They speak not to be heard, but to be obeyed. They act not as mere participants in life's game, but as its designers, shaping reality to fit their vision. There is a secret known only to those who have mastered the art of confidence. The world treats you as you demand to be treated. A man who believes in himself will find that others believe in him too. A man who doubts himself invites others to do the same. Every action, every word, every movement is a silent command to the world, and the world responds in kind. If you wish to be treated as a leader, a champion, or a master in your field, you must first present yourself as one. Not tomorrow, not when the world acknowledges you, now, before anyone else sees it. Hesitation is the language of failure. It is the mark of a man who has not yet decided who he is. The moment you hesitate, you reveal uncertainty, and uncertainty is a weakness the world exploits. When a man pauses, questions himself, or wavers in his convictions, he signals to others that he is not yet ready to lead. And the world does not follow those who are unsure of themselves, The man who commands power is the one who does not flinch, does not question, and does not wait for others to validate his worth. Observe the men who rise to the top in any field, and you will find one common trait. They carry themselves with the certainty of a king, even before they wear the crown. A businessman who speaks with authority will close deals where a hesitant man will fail. A leader who moves with confidence will inspire loyalty where an uncertain man will be ignored. An athlete who believes he is unstoppable will dominate the field, while a man who doubts himself will falter. The world is not designed to reward those who wait. It does not favor those who ask timidly for their place at the table. It belongs to those who declare their own worth through their actions, through their demeanor, through the very energy they exude. A man who stands tall, who speaks with conviction, who looks into the eyes of the world without fear or doubt, is a man who will shape his own destiny. Confidence is not arrogance, nor is it blind optimism. It is the deep, unshakable belief that you have the power to control your own fate. It is the inner knowing that no man is above you unless you allow him to be. The moment you internalize this truth, you will begin to see the world shift in your favor. People will treat you differently. Opportunities will emerge where once there were none. Doors that once seemed closed will open as if by magic, not because the world has changed, but because you have. When a man carries himself with confidence, his presence is felt before he even speaks. The energy of certainty is a force that others cannot ignore. They are drawn to it, influenced by it, and ultimately they submit to it. A man who acts with confidence is never overlooked. His words carry weight, his actions command attention, and his presence alone is enough to shift the course of events. But understand this, confidence is not given. It is built. It is constructed through discipline, through action, through the constant reinforcement of belief in oneself. No man is born with it. Every great leader, every master of success has forged it through trials, through challenges, and through an unyielding commitment to his own power. The man who waits to feel confident before he acts will never move forward. Confidence is not a feeling, it is a choice. It is a decision to step forward boldly regardless of circumstances and to carry oneself as though success is inevitable. You have seen men who enter a room and command attention without uttering a word. They do not seek approval. They do not shrink in the presence of others, and they do not wait for permission to assert their influence. They simply know they belong, and because they know it, others accept it as truth. This is the power of confidence in action. A man who walks with certainty needs no introduction. The world senses his strength before he speaks. If you wish to master this force, you must first master your own mind. Banish all thoughts of inferiority. Refuse to acknowledge self-doubt. Condition yourself to act, speak, and move as though success is already yours. Carry yourself with the conviction that you are meant to lead, to win, to achieve all that you set out to do. Let your every action be a testament to your belief in your own greatness. Confidence is the armor that shields a man from failure. It is the weapon that turns obstacles into stepping stones. It is the force that transforms potential into reality. Without it, even the most brilliant man will falter. With it, even the most ordinary man can rise to extraordinary heights. The difference between those who achieve and those who merely dream lies in their ability to act with unwavering certainty. The moment you embrace this truth, you will begin to see the world differently. You will no longer seek permission to succeed. You will no longer hesitate in the face of opportunity. You will no longer question whether you are worthy, for you will know beyond doubt that you are. And once you know it, the world will have no choice but to acknowledge it as well. The world does not recognize those who wait in silence. It does not reward those who shrink before their own potential. It bows only to those who stand firm in their belief, who declare their greatness before it is seen, and who refuse to acknowledge anyone as superior. A man who carries himself as though no one is above him commands respect before he speaks a single word. He is not arrogant, he is certain, and certainty is the key that unlocks the doors of opportunity. History is not written by the timid. It is written by men who refused to be overlooked, men who understood that success is not given, it is claimed. The world does not determine who will rise, men determine it for themselves. A man who refuses to see another as superior has already placed himself on equal ground with the great. He has removed the invisible barrier that holds most people back, the illusion that there are those who are destined to lead while others are meant to follow. The greatest deception ever created is the belief that some men are naturally above others. that some are born to achieve while others must settle for mediocrity. This is a lie accepted by the weak, by those who wait for permission to succeed, by those who stand in the shadow of men no greater than themselves. The truth is this: no one is inherently superior to you unless you allow them to be. No one possesses more right to success, more right to wealth, more right to power than you. The only difference between those who achieve and those who do not is the conviction with which they act. If you enter a room believing yourself to be lesser, you will be treated as such. The man who sees another as superior has already submitted. He has surrendered his power before the first word is spoken, before the first action is taken. But the man who walks among giants with the certainty that he is their equal or better commands their attention. He does not bow, he does not hesitate, and because he carries himself as though he belongs, the world accepts his presence without question. Perception is reality. The way you see yourself dictates the way the world sees you. A man who believes in his own superiority is treated as superior. A man who acts as though he is the best is assumed to be the best. Confidence shapes perception, and perception shapes fate. You must first see yourself as great before the world reflects that greatness back to you. Consider the men who have shaped history. They were not always recognized as great. They did not begin with the world's approval. They were doubted, ridiculed, even dismissed. But they acted with the unwavering certainty that they were destined for greatness. And in time, the world had no choice but to agree. Success is never given freely. It is never handed to those who wait for their turn. It is taken by those who refuse to accept anything less. Think of the businessman who commands a room, the leader who speaks and is heard, the champion who steps onto the field with the certainty of victory before the game even begins. They do not ask, they do not wonder, they do not compare themselves to others. They know they are the best. And because they know it, they become it. The mind leads and reality follows. There is no secret to power. It is not reserved for a select few. It is not the birthright of some and the impossible dream of others. It belongs to any man who will claim it, any man who will refuse to bow, any man who will declare with absolute certainty that he will not be outdone, outshined, or outranked by another. Most men will never realize this truth. They will spend their lives comparing themselves to others, measuring their worth against external standards, and believing the lie that success is for the chosen few. They will hesitate when they should act. They will seek approval when they should demand respect. They will watch as others rise, never realizing that they, too, could stand among the great if only they chose to. The only thing standing between you and absolute success is the belief that someone else deserves it more. Erase this belief, and you erase all limits. The man who knows that no one is better than him moves through life differently. He does not wait, he does not ask, he does not hesitate. He commands, he takes, he becomes. Opportunity does not favor the most talented, nor does it favor the most intelligent. It favors the most certain. The man who steps forward with the conviction that he is the right choice will be chosen. The man who speaks with the authority of a leader will be followed. The man who acts as though success is inevitable will achieve it. It is not enough to want success. It is not enough to hope for greatness. You must embody it before the world acknowledges it. You must carry yourself as though you are already at the top, and soon you will find yourself there. The world respects strength, and strength is the product of belief. If you believe you are the best, if you refuse to see another as superior, if you step forward with the unshakable certainty that you are meant to lead, then nothing, no obstacle, no competitor, no force can stop you. There is no throne that is not yours for the taking, no victory that is out of reach, no level of success that is beyond your grasp. The only thing you must do is act as though you already own it, as though it is already yours, not tomorrow, not when the world acknowledges you, but now, this moment, this second. And when you do, the world will have no choice but to agree. The world bends to those who refuse to bow. Success is not for the chosen few, it is for the ones who choose themselves. Act with the certainty of a king before you wear the crown. Carry yourself as the best before the world acknowledges it, and move through life with the unshakable belief that no one stands above you. The moment you decide, truly decide, that you are destined for greatness, the world will have no choice but to step aside and make way for you.